that maybe it's the way that we articulate what it is that we want him to do, and we set out a game plan is as good as it gets when it comes to executing.
Not like the way they mention like Fury or they mention Wilder. Not in that same breath, but I'm not silly either. I know the game. We're all in the wild, innit? We're a pack of lions and we're hunters, so I've got to keep my eyes peeled. I can't just focus on those two and not worry about anyone else.
Paul's had a lot of accusations over the years. For a guy who's had no amateur fights, what's he had, about 10 or 12 fights? I'm not sure what he's had. And, you know, you look at the opposition he's had and people saying, when's he going to fight somebody? He stepped up. He's stepping up to a two-time world champion, a genuine heavyweight, a proper heavyweight champion, and an active fighter.
Anthony Joshua's camp has made one thing brutally clear. Jake Paul is walking straight into a storm he has no idea how to survive. At the latest press conference, AJ's coach Ben Davison didn't bother softening the message. Every word was a warning, every expression a reminder that
The groundwork is just a case of going through that with AJ, and like I said, I know when it comes time to execute.
Joshua is laser-focused, fully prepared, and moving with the cold precision of a man who has mastered his craft. This isn't just another fight. It's a demonstration of what real boxing looks like. And Jake Paul is about to learn that lesson the hard way.
They're dangerous in the sense of for the health of Jake, would you say? Yeah.
Yeah, this is a sport that we love, and I think we need to protect that. And you know, he's one of the most dangerous guys in the world to go step in a ring with. Like, you saw that with Ngannou, who was a seasoned, you know, one of the most durable men on the planet in one of the toughest sports in.
Joshua's approach is meticulous. Every movement calculated, every punch mapped out with intention. And for Paul, the flashy YouTuber stepping into the world of genuine heavyweights, the odds could not be more lopsided. Spencer Oliver put it plainly. Jake Paul is vastly out of his depth. This is
Paul, that's all I can say. We saw that what Anthony Joshua had done to Francis Ngannou. He went out there and iced him in a couple of rounds. A guy coming from a different discipline. Well, this kid's coming from another level. You know, white-collar boxing in 2018, gone through the mill, and the only boxer really that he's actually boxed, a legitimate boxer he got beat by, and that was in Tommy Fury.
It isn't a white-collar spar or a padded exhibition. It's a heavyweight battlefield. Decades of ring knowledge against a social media persona built on spectacle. Whatever power or bravado Paul claims will mean nothing when faced with a seasoned, strategic, ruthless professional. Every second in that ring will expose.
Joshua said, Jake or anyone can get this work, no mercy. I took some time out. I'm coming back with a mega show. It's a big opportunity for me, whether you like it or not. I'm here to do massive numbers, have big fights and break every record whilst keeping cool, calm and collected. So chill in it. I mean, come on, he's jumping in with fake Paul, who has no experience and no fights and no world ranking at heavyweight. Easy work.
Those flaws he doesn't even realize he has. Carl Froch didn't mince words either. To him, Jake Paul's career has been a circus of hype. Staged exhibitions, YouTube theatrics, curated matchups. Now he steps into the cold reality of a true heavyweight arena against a
music camp now?
Yeah, he's training with the
If he's training with the music camp and there's a marked improvement on his performance, he can quite easily clean up again.
Listen, I'm
four-time world champion. No ranking, no proven resume, just an inflated ego crashing into the harsh truth. Froch said it best. This isn't a contest. It's a demolition waiting to happen. Duke McKenzie expanded on that.
I told Anthony, I already messaged Anthony as I listen. I tell you what, I said to AJ, if this goes past 5 rounds, everybody's gonna be having a go at you because you can't go past 5 rounds with this kid. It has to go past 1 round or 2 rounds. Past beyond 4 or 5 rounds, you know, people are gonna be doubting you as a fighter himself. So he has to smoke him out like what he did Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia.
That point, noting Joshua's sharpened form since working alongside Oleksandr Usyk's elite camp. AJ isn't coasting into this fight. He's tuned, disciplined, and dangerous. Jake Paul may market himself loudly online, but the reality is unforgiving. He's facing a version of Joshua.
Absolutely crazy. Jake Paul is a domestic level professional fighter here in the UK. Would he win a British title? No, I don't think so. So now they're putting this domestic level fighter in with a former heavyweight two-time champion of the world. The weight is 245. So I think the last time Anthony Joshua weighed around that was when he
capable of ending the night with a single, perfectly timed shot. Derek Chisora was even more direct. Jake Paul isn't only in over his head, he's risking his credibility entirely. Every punch Joshua throws combines power, experience, and flawless timing.
To win this fight by knockout, you would think I'm absolutely crazy, right? But the thing is, it can happen. 10-ounce gloves, heavyweight, Jake Paul can punch hard. But do I think that's going to happen? Absolutely not, mate. Anthony Joshua is an absolute beast, an unbelievable, highly skilled, highly trained, highly experienced professional boxer with power in both hands, and he's really good at
AJ's reputation for dismantling opponents is well established. Paul's image as a rising knockout artist is about to be shredded in the harshest way possible. Johnny Nelson called the matchup lunacy, emphasizing the absurdity of the contrast. Jake Paul may command online attention, but he's stepping in with a two-time world champion, a domestic-level YouTuber against a refined, world-class heavyweight. Nelson said fans will finally witness what happens when hype crashes into reality at full speed.
Joshua, he's multiple-time champion, Olympic gold medalist. The last time somebody stepped in the ring with him that didn't have that much boxing experience was Ngannou, and you've seen what happened to him.
Tunney Jeff offered a grounded take. Boxing can be unpredictable, but the math is undeniable. Joshua's discipline, power, and experience vastly outweigh anything Paul brings. This isn't an exhibition, and certainly not a fair fight. It's a test Paul is not prepared to take. David Benavidez echoed the sentiment with ruthless honesty. Joshua is an Olympic gold medalist and a multiple-time world champion for a reason. History has shown what happens when underprepared fighters share the ring with him. They get dismantled. And Paul, Benavidez argued,
it's a one-round job because AJ, even though he's past his best, even though he's seen better days, he throws a nice 1-2 down the middle. He's got a nice bit of distance, and fake Paul can't fight. He just can't. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't fucking fight. He lost to Tommy Fury, for crying out loud.
Is no exception. The problem isn't just size or strength. It's composure, IQ, and the ability to think under pressure. Paul's online persona, built on flash and showmanship, will crumble under the cold, methodical precision Joshua brings. Carl Froch doubled down with a chilling prediction. This fight could be a one-round demonstration. Even a Joshua slightly past his prime is galaxies ahead of Paul. Every weakness in Jake's game, sloppy fundamentals, limited ring experience, the flaws exposed in his loss to Tommy Fury.
To fight Anthony Joshua, it's not like he's beaten, 4 or 5, top-line heavyweights, other heavyweights. I don't believe he's boxed any heavyweight.
Will be magnified under heavyweight pressure. Fans should expect a masterclass in professional boxing as Paul's aura collides spectacularly with the real world. McKenzie underscored the size and experience gap. Paul's a cruiserweight at best, stepping in with an 18-stone monster. He hasn't faced elite competition or earned a true place in the division. This fight exists for spectacle, not merit. And Joshua's elite size, power, and ring acumen turn that spectacle into a looming nightmare. Eddie Hearn closed with a reality check. Jake Paul is stepping in against a former heavyweight champion who can end fights with a single shot. This isn't criticism, it's fact. AJ isn't a social media figure pretending to be a fighter. He's an Olympic-level athlete with world titles, elite coaching, and decades of discipline behind every punch. Comparing Jake Paul to even a top 50 cruiserweight highlights the sheer absurdity of this matchup. For Paul, this isn't about strategy or skill, it's about survival. Every press conference remark from Joshua's camp reinforces the danger ahead.
Box, mate, this ain't David Blaine. I said, so just be careful, because AJ will take your head clean off your shoulders, and it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And you take on that responsibility, and we all have to, so we got to think about that. But this is Anthony fighting a top 50 cruiserweight in the world. It's not something that we would normally...
AJ's power, precision, and composure are the tools of a seasoned professional, and they will strip away any illusions Paul holds about competing at this level. Tyson Fury weighed in. And although his prediction carried the usual theatrics, the truth beneath it resonated. Paul may look strong on social media, but he has never shared a ring with a battle-tested heavyweight like Anthony Joshua. Fury's commentary exposes how the media circus inflates Paul's perceived threat. Anyone with a grasp of boxing fundamentals knows that experience, power, and technical discipline will always outweigh hype. Joshua may have faced setbacks, but his Olympic pedigree, world titles, and resume against top-tier opponents remain untouched. Paul's ascent has been spectacle-driven, not skill-driven. When the gloves touch, the mismatch will become painfully clear, and Paul will be publicly exposed. Simon Jordan captured the absurdity with brutal precision. Jake Paul stepping in against Anthony Joshua.
I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight look.
Joshua is reckless. Joshua is a two-time world heavyweight champion, a consummate professional, and an Olympic gold medalist. Paul, by contrast, is an entertainer transitioning into boxing, not a proven contender. Even factoring in Joshua's recent challenges, his accuracy, power, and ring intelligence remain formidable. Paul's limited high-level experience, struggles against legitimate opposition, and inflated online persona set the stage for a humiliating mismatch. The tension in every press conference only amplifies that story. AJ is superior in every measurable category, and Paul's hype train is headed toward a collision with reality. Spencer Oliver highlighted the strategic logic behind the fight. From Joshua's side, it's low risk, high reward. From Paul's side, it's spectacle over substance. The contrast between the fighters is staggering. Joshua brings elite experience and credibility. Paul brings bravado and promotion. Every analyst comment, every warning, every subtle jab exposes...
Jake Paul going into a fight with Anthony Joshua, to me, is absurd. I mean, Anthony Joshua is a legitimate two-time heavyweight champion of the world. He may have got destroyed by Daniel Dubois, but notwithstanding, there's nothing physically wrong with Anthony Joshua that he can't execute. Mentally, he might be in a little bit of a difficult position.
The same truth. This isn't close. Not in skill, not in strategy, not in risk. Joshua is disciplined and calculated. Paul is banking on hype. The likely result is a brutal, one-sided showcase. Anthony Joshua is the real deal. A former two-time world heavyweight champion, Olympic gold medalist, and seasoned professional who has spent years fighting at the absolute peak of the sport. Jake Paul, despite all his online clout and flashy marketing, is stepping into a ring he has no legitimate claim to. This fight isn't just dangerous. It's a harsh lesson in skill, discipline, and the reality of elite boxing. Joshua's power, timing, and tactical intelligence exist on a level Paul has never experienced. Every expert breakdown, every press conference soundbite, every analytical segment paints the same picture. Paul is overmatched, underprepared, and heading toward what many believe will be a public unraveling. Fans now stand on the edge of this high-stakes moment, waiting for the inevitable question to be answered. Can Jake Paul survive even a single round with a...
Well, Anthony Joshua is talking about wanting warm-up fights before going into bigger fights, but look, it's prize fighting at the end of the day, and the way that Joshua will see it, and Matchroom and all the team, the fans won't like this, by the way.
I don't like it either.
No, I don't like it either. But the way that Joshua will see it is as a money grab. He'll see it as an easy money grab, but at this stage of his career, is it a fight he should be...
Fully primed Anthony Joshua? Or is this simply a demolition waiting to unfold? Joshua's team, Davison, Froch, McKenzie, Chisora, and others, have all echoed the same sentiment. The fight is overwhelmingly one-sided. For Paul, every hype clip, every bold prediction, every claim of knockout power will be tested against the cold reality of a true world-class heavyweight. This matchup exposes everything Paul lacks: fundamentals, experience, endurance, and mental fortitude. Joshua, despite any recent struggles, remains disciplined, powerful, and pathologically precise. Every step, every feint, every combination will be calculated to expose weaknesses. This isn't just a fight. It's a public dismantling, a live demonstration of why experience, skill, and composure matter. For Jake Paul, every second will feel like an eternity.